Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cooking Simulator game tutorial. In this video we will start working on the cooking system. I decided to begin with dishes that only require slicing and mixing, starting with a cucumber and tomato salad. In this video we will add and set up ingredient assets for different cooking stages. I prepared some assets because without them it would be difficult to recognize what we are doing. To download the asset you should go by link in commentaries, and there are two ways to import them in the project. The easiest method is copy game folder from assets to your project folder content. If you have a problem importing assets during the Unreal version or some other reasons, in Unreal Editor, in the game folder, create a folder for assets. Inside it add a models folder, and within that add a folder for tomatoes, import all files from tomato folder, which you can find in source folder of my assets. Then repeat this process for cucumbers. And also import the plate mesh. Okay, now we are ready to start. First let's create a material for the food box. For this, inside the assets folder I will create a folder named materials. In this folder I will create a material named mFoodBox. Next I'll open mFoodBox and change the preview shape to a cube. In the material editor, add a texture sample node and choose a texture to use as a background. Then use, for example, the tomato icon texture. Right-click on tomato icon texture and convert it to parameter named icon. After that, call linear interpolate function and connect the background RGB to input A and the icons RGB to input B, and the icons alpha to the alpha of the linear interpolation node. Finally set the result to the base color. The material for the food box is ready. Next let's add a type for the food item asset. Open the blueprints folder and inside it add a folder named asset types. Create a blueprint inherited from primary data assets and call it DA Food Item BP. Inside this blueprint add 4 variables of type static mesh. Default mesh, half sliced mesh, sliced mesh, on plate mesh. Also add a variable icon of type texture. In the assets folder create a new folder named food items. Inside this folder create a data asset for the tomato named food item tomato. Open food item tomato and set the following: default tomato mesh to default mesh, half sliced tomato mesh to half sliced mesh, sliced tomato mesh to sliced mesh, and on plate tomato mesh to on plate mesh. Also set an icon. And repeat the same steps for the cucumber. We have created assets for food items. So let's use them in BP food box and BP food item. Before this, open BPE food item states and add enumerator on plate. Next, open BP food item and add a variable food item asset of type DA food item BP. Enable expose on spawn and instance editable. In the begin play event, set the food item assets default mesh to the mesh. Next, open set state event. Okay, we will change the mesh instead of material. So change the select spin to type static mesh. Then get the food item asset and pass the appropriate meshes to the corresponding states. Setting the result to the mesh. Finally, select the mesh component and clear any static mesh settings. Food item is ready, that's why it's time to open the foodbox class. Add food item asset variable of DA food item BP. Move this variable to the foodbox category and make it public. Then open construction script. In the construction script, call create dynamic material instance and use mFoodbox as the parent. Next, call set texture parameter value. Set icon as a parameter name and set the icon from the food item asset. Finally, apply the material to the cube. Next, let's open event graph and find where the food item is spawned. And pass food item asset to the food item. We also have the mesh for the plate and state for the food items on the plate, so let's use it. First, open BP plate and change the mesh to the plate mesh. Adjust the scaling by setting every axis to 1. And lift the mesh and food place slightly upwards. Next, we need to change food item's state. Open the event graph in BP plate and overwrite add item event. After calling the parent event, set the state of the food item to on plate. Additionally, now, if player take a cucumber, it will look strange, but if you put it on table, it will look normally. Open the character class. And in the grab event, find move component to node. Set the rotation to 270 degrees on the Z-axis. Lastly, let's fix a bug from the previous video. First, open the order pickup area. After destroying the plate, nullify the player's grabbed object. Next, open the level, copy the food box and set the cucumber asset for one and the tomato asset for the other. Next, let's test it. All states of the cucumber and tomato work correctly. Thank you for your attention and see you soon!